Welcome to TradeTheNBA.com. This is John. This report is for the 5th of January. Well, we saw the big push up, and then I marked where we had a bunch of positive extremes for this to fill intraday. And as it started, it just kept cascading. We got the inversion here of the little spider that I talk about, which is sort of like these are the legs from the green and cyan crossover. And once it started, it cascaded and basically took up the ABM. We were looking for a return back to the ABM. It even went to the plateau level and a little bit below before it finally caught a little bit of a bid. And we were talking about this making successive highs and then turning around to create a lower shakeout each time. That's always a warning. And sure enough, it came through. DOC spread as well on the NASDAQ that started. So this was pretty significant from a sale. Euro, of course, bouncing on that as people were liquidating dollars from that aspect, as well as that expected deviation. And we talked about gold on its continuation run, and there it goes, safe haven. Oftentimes, though, on a sell day like this, you can get a little bit of weakness within that, but we've been in this rising shakeout, and gold's been held back a little bit from where it should be, and so moving back up towards those peak levels, not a surprise. Here it was intraday. So I had marked these, the aggressive entry, which was the steel crossing below cyan, at the same time orange spiking up towards 13.5. The cleaner one was the DOC spread itself, where you already had green below red, and red falling at the same time. You were starting to get a decline in the power mode 2, and even if you waited a little bit, it started to break down. And then it had all these positive extremes to fill from before, and then by the time the day session started, couldn't catch anything, and we'd filled in all the way down here, and then it just kept going, and so it was just a matter of trailing it anywhere. Well, look at the steel. No reset. What we look for in this particular case, when we have a no steel reset, is the dip of the steel below zero as a sign that you could have a reversal if you get orange dropping below. But for the most part, as we came down and we had this initial pop right here with the above 13, it inverted pretty darn quick. If you were going to get any kind of rally, it would have continued above, and it did not, and that's exactly why the market got spooked on that, and boom, cascaded even lower from that standpoint. We ended up with this spike below. Again, reasonable if you're taking that, but coming off of this dip, I'm looking at the 38% where you've got to prove to me that you can actually break through something when you have this kind of excessive decline. Plus, I'm looking for P2, which would be a higher pivot, not a lower one. So I was expecting as soon as this did that, which is that same inversion, you still don't have the steel dipping below zero, so when it came back to the lows, no shock with any of that. And the secondary one, this is the P2 pivot. Nice move. I was still hesitant until we got the steel finally dips below, right about here, and that was the point. Right at the 38%. Now it's no shock there, and that was the cover turnaround point at that space. And sure enough, that led to a pretty decent rally, and then we ended up with the DOC spread. Didn't go very far. The turnaround move, of course, was the again steel dip here from above below, and inversion of the steel to the orange, and the orange cross below green. Green was already over red at that point, and pretty much held on. It was a little choppy there, and then finally popped up with the cyan under red. Beautiful day. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I mean, that was just classic print. Of course, you're looking for that 37.14 algo level to be touched in the after hours potentially here. But if it's not able to hold that one, there's a big range. Of course, there's others that we could fill in between here from previous positive extremes. I'm trying not to get too many. I mean, this is a lot of lines, but that was a huge move all the way from 37.62 down here to, well, the lows were 36.54, so it's over 100 points on the ES. That's significant. As always, though, I will put up any relevant details on the Skype chat. Trade well.